Hey, this is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you a daily word for men for March 11th, 2025. And the word for today is needed. Some parts of the body that seem weakest and least important are actually the most necessary. So God has put the body together such that extra honor and care are given to those parts that have less dignity. This makes for harmony among all members, so that all members care for each other. And that is taken from 1 Corinthians 12:24 through 25. Is the commentary. As a family, we come together and utilize our gifts to accomplish a task. It may be springtime, cleaning, a landscaping project, or volunteer opportunity. In most cases, families know what skills each person has and how best to use them. What about relatives like cousins, uncles, and aunts, or a friend of friends? We get lost when we have too many people and end up telling them, we don't need you for this. It's not sad, it's just that we are overwhelmed by how to include all people. God's level of inclusiveness is exclusive. It is astounding that he can take all parts of society and all people groups and make them unified, cooperative, and functional. It is a societal miracle. It may be one of the greatest miracles, and inside the world of melting pot is you. You are needed. You are wanted by God for his purposes. You have a contribution to make to his kingdom's purposes. And he has placed in you skills, gifts, and talents that are unique to you. What are some of your greatest assets and how can they be used for God? Uh, well, I think one of my biggest assets is I'm very good at math. And, most people run the other way. I run to the hardest questions I can possibly get and like to figure them out. I don't know why. I just always been that way since I was a kid. And I currently volunteer. I help young students, homeless people, homeless adults too, who want to get on with their life and get their GED. And I teach that course at the library. It's basically high school math. And there's no sense of me saying it's not that difficult because if you don't know it, it's difficult. And we have a great time. Currently have a student, sometimes one or two, and I just really enjoy doing that. I love teaching math. When I get sick of TV, I'll look online for a very difficult question and just sit down and try to solve it myself. Kind of like that with crossword puzzles. The more difficult they are, I can get lost in them for a while. Uh, I think coming from a big family, even though I didn't appreciate it at the time, was an asset because I learned to wait for things. I wasn't always, you know, the first in line. Like when my brothers and sisters were small, and then all the ones that are living today are all younger than me. I had one older brother, but he died when I was 1 year old. So, all the other eight are younger than me. So I had to wait. When things that they did took more importance, I had to wait. But I learned to fill my time up if I'm waiting. And I learned that I couldn't have everything that I wanted. especially at mealtime when my mother only made a set amount of food. We got what we had, and I was always hungry because I was very athletic, very into swimming. Uh, I swam 4 hours a day anyway, and sometimes more. When my senior year of high school, I got to the pool early in the morning and I swam. And I swam before church on Sunday with my coach there. And I swam for the boys club team every day during the week and on Saturdays. And then I had high school swim practice in the afternoon. And pretty much the same in college too, just constantly in the pool, eating, going to the pool, eating, going to the pool, getting another practice, do another mile, stuff like that. So, uh, but when I was home, all that activity made me hungry, and we had to share equally, and that was an asset because it doesn't get me upset, you know. And when I did finally go to college, I had a roommate. His name was Earl, and he wanted to set the record straight with me. He says, "I'm an only child, and I don't like the idea of having a roommate. So we better get together and make things go easy." And I said, "Well," I said, "I'm real easy." I said, "There were nine in my family, and you know, I learned to get along with everyone." So I said, "I don't think we'll have a problem." We never did really. He calmed down after that. I guess he just wanted to get it off his chest. Uh, I'm not quite sure how how that can be used. Uh, I volunteer at a nursing home, and I do that. I love it. It currently conflicts with the days that I'm teaching, so I can't do it with the church. And but any talent, you can always help someone out. And I I I like to read. I've read to patients. Uh, I read to patients as they died when I was a nurse. Uh, we had this one guy that was dying. He was a diplomat, and he was reading a book, but he could no longer read it. He had brain cancer, and his wife says he just likes to lay there and listen to that. So I did that. I did that to him. I took like 20 minutes out and just sat there and read what he wanted me to read, and it was wonderful. So even very simple things you can do for people. In fact, the simpler, the more people appreciate it. That's what I found to be the case, especially in nursing. People are not going to remember you for how you took care of the machines. They're going to remember, did you help my dad cut his food up because he can't, he feels too weak? Did you keep him clean and dry? And did you answer the call late when they wanted someone? Those are the simple things that people remember, and it's the simple things that keep the body of Christ together. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. God bless you all. Have a safe and holy Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow.